rode really good last night. I recorded it all. Me and my wife had a conversation because I was talking to her on my Bluetooth, and it was exactly not a conversation that needed to be on YouTube. So I figured I'd do a little moto vlog. I'll probably go ahead and record all the way, but it's kind of nice to have a camera, but it's making sure that it works all the time. I think the last time I had it, it might not have been charging all the way. That's why it died. So it did good last night. And I also switched my resolution from 1080p 60 to 720/30 frames because you can't. YouTube doesn't upload it anyway, so there's no sense of recording in it. I mean, it looks freaking fantastic, but whenever I put a video up, it just goes back to what it wants to do anyway, so there's no sense of killing the battery. You know, YouTube's not even gonna let you have it anyway. So found out last night too that my shield, my dark smoke shield, is going to come off when I ride at night. Not bad on the highway because there's a lot of cars, a lot of light, so that wasn't that bad. But what was really bad, I was going on the highway. They just put new macadam down, and they just put the little flippy things up. They don't have no, well, you can see them here in the middle of the road. They're kind of broke off, but where they mark before they do the lines. And that was... It's hard to see the road, and like I said, they got the flippy things up, so that's not that big of a deal. But when you go around a corner, it's weird. They all line up, if that makes any sense. I know it's kind of hard to explain, but it really messes with your eyeballs. And then I got coming around the corner, and I just caught movement in the road. And some people would have been like, nah, no big deal, or they wouldn't have been paying attention, and I watch everything. So I seen this movement, so I don't ever lock I have I don't know, I call it like a pro lock on my shield that locks it for like tracks so your visor doesn't come up. I never lock it because it's such a pain in the ass to pop. So I flipped my hand up real quick, and I flipped my visor up, and thank God I did, because there was a freaking 6-point buck standing right in the middle of the damn road. The doe went in front of her. That's what I caught movement-wise, so I slowed down pretty quick. I mean, I had plenty of time. I mean, it wasn't like it was an emergency stop, but, you know, I was doing 60 miles an hour, and, you know, slow down that. I mean, it was a whoa Nelly, but I like to see them a lot. I mean, I would have slowed down a lot quicker and a lot faster if I would have seen the doe go across before I seen the buck. So man, that looks nasty over there. Woo! I might get wet. Doesn't look too bad. I don't know. I don't really care. Never ridden in the rain, so I'm really hoping that my back, I need to start looking into getting a new tire for my back. It's about 1/8 of an inch. Well, maybe a little under that. A couple 30 seconds away from being on the replace mark, the little hump between the tread. So, I mean, it's alright, but never ridden in the rain, so it's kind of be one of them experiences. I guess I'll just have to take it slow and just do like I do everything in life. Shoot off my hip, do the double dip. Yeah, that was really good. Really wish I could find a new way into Springfield, but need to get some gas too. I think that K&N filter is actually really helping my bike. I rode all day yesterday and only blew up 1/8 of a tank, and I rode a lot yesterday, so I'm hoping it. Trying to take care of my baby Marshmallow, give her some air. I redid my YouTube channel, I got rid of them really gay hands punching each other. I just, when I started my channel, I was just so excited about having a channel that I didn't do a lot of research on it. I just went to this pick monkey and picked out a picture and did the size it was supposed to be and threw it on there, and didn't really do a lot of research on how to actually like do the artwork. So I did a little bit more research on it, not a lot, just enough to make it look a little bit better. I found that little black blue crystal kind of thing, and it looked kind of cool, and I was like, oh, that's neat. So, and then I just put my burned awake on it, and then switched my picture, so I got rid of that Joker face. It's all crazy. So if y'all would subscribe or view my channel, you could see that new art. I'd like to hear your opinions and suggestions, you know. Trying to find a program where I can actually do it and make it look cool. Chase on 2 wheels has a really cool, and it moves around, which I'm not doing anything like his. I get so sick and tired of people that have to copy Chase. No offense, Chase, but it's getting old. Yummy R6 just followed exactly Chase. I mean, he even got the variant helmet and like rides an R6, which is fine if you want to ride an R6. I mean, that's a bike's a bike, but he did his channel exactly like Chase's, which, I mean, I don't know if he did it because he just liked it, or I don't know, but I'm not going to do anything like them. I'm not buying a damn variant helmet, sorry. I'm not buying a $600 helmet just because everybody else has it. That's just the way that is. I'm doing me for me. If you guys don't like my channel, I'm sorry, but, you know, there's other channels for you to watch. Yep, still recording, good. At least my remote's working. If I hit the right button, it will work. Oh, I'm starving. I think I'm gonna get some Taco Bell, something I can carry on my bike. And then me and the wife and the kitties are gonna do some hamburgers. We're gonna grill out tonight. I had so much bugs in my windshield last night. I mean, besides being, you know, a dark smoke tinted shield, oh my god, I had so many bugs. And then when I had my clear shield, I could reach up with my gloves and I could just wipe across, and it would just kind of like peel them off when they dried. Well, yeah, I went through so many damn bugs that it just smeared them, and I just had one big old massive smear across. So between that, not being able to see the lines of the road because I didn't have any on the road, and then the dark smoke, yeah, it wasn't a comfortable ride home, but it finally cooled down. God, it was like 97 degrees, and then with the humidity, it was, oh god, it was torture. It's a little cooler today. It's like 78. It's still a little bit humid because of the rain, but I said hell, and I put jeans and a jacket on just because I kind of pushed my luck yesterday with squidding all the way to work, to Springfield and stuff. Went to Hooters with a buddy of mine. That's phenomenal. I love that food. I don't like the place. I'm not into the whole, look at my big fake boobies, or the boobies that are so small that I got them pushed up with this huge expensive bra, and I'm just going to come over here and want you to look at my boobs so I get a tip. Yeah, I'm not into that. I like boobs, don't get me wrong, but I don't like boobs that are thrown in your face for that reason, I guess. I mean, I'm a guy that wants to see every pair of tits that's ever going to be in the face of the earth. And I will plan accordingly to see all the tits in the face of the earth, but I don't know. It's just hard to, like, order your food when you got these big old boobs in your face. Or these pushed up boobs, and they're just like, I'm just like, I go to restaurants to eat. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that I don't look at them. I mean, when they walk away, they all have really nice asses and shit, but it's so different than going to a strip club. You know, to me, when I went to strip clubs, like, I'll see you know, the first couple dances of the girls, and then it's over. I mean, you can only see it. There's only so much real estate that, you know, you've already seen. You know, and after that, it just gets kind of old. I went to one centerfolds here in Springfield a long time ago, and one of the girls they were dancing and stuff, and it just got really boring, and so like I was just bored, and she looked down at me and she's like, "So where are you from?" And I'm just like, it took me by surprise, and I was like, the whole entire time she was dancing, and I was the only one sitting at her table. I just wanted to get away from all the weird guys. So I just, you know, we had a conversation the entire time she danced. It was kind of nice. And that'd be kind of nice. You sound like a weirdo. I'm talking about the weirdos. I don't know. It's not normal. There's a lot of guys there that you can tell that they've been there all day. I was like, God. Like, they think that the girls in the stages are going to go home and have sex with them. They're like, oh my God, they like me. No. They're there to talk to you and be nice to you, so you give them money so they can go feed their fucking children that don't have fathers and go through school. That's the point of being a stripper. There are some girls out there that like being strippers. They like the money. Whatever. But, like, just, you know. Why don't I go to strip clubs? I need to get a chin curtain. Stop some of that wind coming up here in my mic. I got my little golf guy. He's been there since I own the bike. His little magnet. And he's actually supposed to clip onto the bill of my hat, so when I go golfing I can mark my ball. And I don't know, I just put him on my bike one day. I was like, I'm going to put that on my bike. I don't know why I did it, I just did it. And then now it's like, it's covered up my bolt, something different. And it's kind of been my, I don't know, I just keep it there now. I wouldn't say a good luck charm, because that's just kind of weird. I don't really believe in good luck charms, but I figured it's something that's going to stay on the bike from the life of the bike. And I am hauling ass. Whew, I need to slow down a little bit. 72 on a 55 is probably not going to be a nice little ticket. They said Labor Day weekend, a lot more cops are going to be patrolling the highway and stuff, but I went around all last night, 65, 44, all that, and knock on wood, I didn't see a cop one. First cop I seen was just a little bit ago when I turned up there by the police station. Marshfield PD was out. Like I said, I'm not complaining. I don't see a cop, I'm happy. Well, and there's one right there. Speak of the devil. They got all kinds of different vehicles. I don't know about what states that y'all in, but here in Missouri, because they're around Springfield area, they're switching up their vehicles a lot. Like, that was a brand new Chevy SUV. All Marshfield PD went to Chevy SUVs. That was a big deal with Marshfield for a while. I talked to one of the cops at the parade, and I told him he had a nice vehicle. I said those are really nice, and he got kind of defensive. So I asked him, I flat out asked him, I was like, why did you get so defensive when I asked you about your truck? And he's like, well, sorry about that. He said, but we're kind of going through a big deal with the community, because taxpayers think that we're wasting their money by buying SUVs, because they're just big, they're bulky, and they use so much more gas. But he's like, our Crown Vics that we had, they got horrible gas mileage, and these are all eco, and they get really good gas mileage. Like, we're actually saving money by upgrading to these, you know, in the long run. And, you know, I agree with him. You know, the Crown Vics were never made for gas mileage back in the day. You know, back in the day it was 89 cents a gallon. So, then the other day I was coming to work, and I see all these flashing lights, and it was just blacked out Durango, the brand new RT Durango, and a cop got out of it and was giving this guy a ticket, and I was like, holy crap. I mean, okay, now that's a little extravagant, because, I mean, last time I looked, the RT Durango, one, they're not cheap. There, how about you stay on the road, buddy? They're not cheap, and I think they've got the 6.0 Hemi in them, or 6.2 Hemi. And I was like, damn, talk about an upgrade. But then we have the Charger. All the highway patrolmen, if they don't have an SUV, they all have Chargers now. I very rarely see a Crown Vic or a Marauder cop car anymore, really. I guess there are like two in Marshfield. We haven't completely switched over, but I think those are the new recruits get those. I don't see why people have to swing when they turn. I just know that guy didn't do it real bad, but I never swing my car out to turn. Like, I just turn. Like, I mean, maybe a little bit if the lane is like kind of small. I might swing it out a little bit, but I've seen some people here lately that, good God, it's like they're swinging a semi. They come all the way in your lane, and you got to go off the side of the road or the shoulder. It's like, we got yellow lines for a reason. Don't fucking cross them. I mean, Jesus. They're not a fucking suggestion. They're there for a reason. I mean, I'm just saying, like, people fucking pay attention when you're goddamn vehicles. I'm really sick and tired of people being stupid in their vehicle. They're like, oh, I'm in a vehicle. I can do what I want. I don't pay attention. I'm in my own little world. There's no consequences. Yeah, there are. It's called fucking dying. Or killing someone that's innocent, that doesn't, kids and teenagers. Jesus, there's so many kids dying and shit nowadays just because no one wants to freaking pay attention, or their parents don't give a shit about teaching them the difference between, right and wrong, and just the flat out facts of, the ins and out of a vehicle. I know when I started driving, my mom took me out in an 89 S10 Blazer 5-speed. My mom told me that I had to learn a 5-speed before I could ride, period, or I could drive. I took my test in automatic, and she said, that's fine. She goes, I don't care what car you get, what car you have, but everybody in the world should learn how to drive a 5-speed. And I agree with that 100%. I don't think anybody, nowadays, the manufacturers and stuff aren't making 5-speeds. You got to order them, and then some of them don't even have the option. But I drove on a dirt road. I don't want to interrupt my thought, but this is the road I was on. See how they have no markers? And at night, this is just a black plane. It looks like you're just driving into nothing. But anyway, so my mom took me out on a dirt road where I lived. I lived out on a dirt road, and basically told me to just play around. She goes, just don't roll it over and don't do rinkies. But I let the clutch out fast sometimes, run the tires, and went around corners a little bit too fast, and really learned that, wow, shit, things could get out of control really, really easy, and my dad used to haul granite on a two-wheel drive, a flatbed, just like a normal truck with just a flatbed on it. Big block trucks, 5 speeds, and hauling a lot of freaking granite from Oklahoma back up to Bolivar. And I went to my summers, I rode with him all the time. My dad was really good about driving. He was really, really cautious, and that's kind of how I became a driver. Listening to my dad and watching him downshift and holding all that weight back with just a, it was a 1-ton pickup, but I mean, still a 1-ton pickup with just a flatbed. It's not like you're driving a semi, and there's a lot of weight, and you really have to know your gears and your RPMs and how to really run that truck. And my dad was really good at it. And just paying attention. I paid attention a lot to what was going on around me and shit, and that's just, I'm not saying I'm the best damn driver. I do stupid shit like anybody else, but I try to do it around when no one's around. There's a bunch of fucking traffic and crap. You don't really have to be idiots about it. One lesson I learned is every time you want to go to show off in front of people is the time that you're going to mess up. You can do something perfect 100 times, but once you go to show off, karma bites you in the ass, and you eat it big. Oops, horn blows the driver.